this live stream as it's occurring or on the back end of things, no worries. I just appreciate you supporting the channel, giving the channel a chance, checking out the video, catching the vibe, right? And reciprocating by hitting that like, sharing the video even, right? Or at least telling a friend, tell your mama, somebody, okay, about the channel. And thanks for being here. It doesn't really work so well without you. And I'm excited, you guys. It's Friday. It is the first day of spring. How about that? Just all in one fell swoop, right? It's almost giving. It was worth some of those Friday the 13th, right? I think we have another one around the corner. Don't quote me, but yeesh. Okay, so speaking of, maybe just perhaps, all right, this is for those that I'm not forcing it on you, honey. You're either going to resonate with this part or not. Maybe you've been feeling a lot like this in current energies. Right? And I need you to know, in spite of whether or not that's you, okay, you are blessed. Confirmation, spirit come through with the come through. All right, this is you, whether guy, girl, what have you. All right, and this is facts. Okay, we're going to talk about a little bit of a situation for somebody with. I feel like this can't be everybody and their mama connected to the collective, right? It makes sense for me to just go out on a limb there and at least say that much, okay? But the reality is this is not going to be everybody's situationship or memory lane walk, right? Confirmation, okay? 144 on the timer. Ooh, thank you. I'm getting a download. All right, so that was a lot. Let me just check something because sometimes I do have a habit of not actually making myself like super live. So let's see what's going on here with the channel before I continue on, just in case. Yeah, we're not. Okay, let me see. Nope, we're good. Okay, it's a thing, we're doing it, just making sure. Okay, so let me get back to my chill vibes here, just for myself at least. Okay, welcome in, get comfy, right? It is Friday. I know you guys have varying schedules. I've been trying to like hit different times just to see what actually like resonates with the collective, because every time I try to figure out through like the ways and the means that a YouTube creator can and should be able to figure out, the data is not there. So long story short, I'm fishing, and if you guys know for a fact that you're like, gosh, every time the hour of such and such comes on, I wish Love was on, all right, on a live stream or at least giving us some content, let me know, folks. All right, I'm trying to give you what you need, what you want, and what you damn sure deserve. All right, if you're connecting to this channel and you're supporting it and you're giving me my own energy back, I don't mind. Okay, just saying. All right, I love you guys. Those that know whether you are an A1 day one, right? Or if I meet you tomorrow. Just saying, I love you just the same, okay? I don't play any favorites because you'd all literally be my favorite, like one by one by one, all right? And I mean that. And I appreciate those that understand that, that is my heart in the matter, irregardless of my passions, okay? And you guys, to be clear, it's not just me, like I'm channeling, right? So often your guides really give a fuck about you. How about that? Okay. And so you're going to get from one channeled session message to the next some different varying degrees of passions. All right. I don't mind if you're rocking with me, you don't mind either. All right, because you know that it's coming from a good place, that it's coming from a place of protection and a place of truth. I really don't care to operate in much other types of energies, especially when doing this stuff, because I take it seriously. So how about that, right? And if you appreciate me, you do, and I love you for that, and I appreciate you right back. Love and light, Karishma. Happy Friday, you guys, and happy spring. Okay, for most of us, it is a Friday, and it is the start of the official spring. Okay, I love that for us, and it makes me feel like something around the corner is about to bloom. And you guys, just to give everybody a chance to take a seat in the back, kind of thing, right? While we wait for our free tarot messages today, which I definitely did not forget about. I just want to reiterate, if in fact I'm not pushing it on you, I'm not insinuating you should have felt this way in current energies. But for those that resonate with, in fact, feeling this way, sort of, kind of, all right? Um, in current times and energies, please know your spiritual guidance, okay, is coming through with the come through saying, it may seem like, sound like, smell like, feel like you're not, but you, the 100,000% of the time, are blessed. Okay. Now, with that, it's up to you to really take that with a grain of salt or not. Okay. Some people could receive that message. Oh yeah, I hear it all the time. Thank you. Next, right? Another person who's really valuing what that actually means, the truth of the matter, and what it all is and means to be blessed. Okay. It's not always just the money in the bank or in the purse, right? But it is to include that. So don't you dare not expect that part, right? But sometimes we've got to baby step into this abundant mindset, and really talks about, gathering your thoughts and words and forming them and using them strategically to manifest more of what you already know you deserve and want to see more of, okay? Inclusive of money, right? All right, so we are going to get to the freebies, okay? And I just want to be mindful that, again, there may be parts of this message, aside from your free message today, you guys, that don't resonate, okay? You may still get something out of them anyway, may still be entertaining anyhow, right? For entertainment purposes, right? This is not going to be everybody's message, though. I really do appreciate you supporting, sticking around for as long as you can, telling a friend, etc. Okay, because it all helps me get messages that you're going to highly resonate with, I promise, okay, onto this channel in some way, form, measure, or another, okay? Please be mindful that there is such a thing as a community page or community board connected to this channel, and there's a lot of information being shared there. You too can share in that community, and you're invited to do so that we can stay connected, feel connected, and just spread love and light. Okay, it's not everyone's necessary. It's not necessarily everyone's experience that when they go outside of their house, they're experiencing love and light left and right. But we do have this forum, this platform, and there are others. Okay, Instagram also comes to mind. Okay, so check us out, as well as Facebook. We've got a Facebook group as well, that I'm very protective over, and you too could share there as well. All right, if you desire. And if you're wanting to find out more information about all of those things, or any of the things I just mentioned, they are in fact found below this video on the channel, as well as any video on this channel in the description box. All right, and let's connect. If you'd like to book a session with me, same deal there as well. Okay, that information is in that description box below. So thank you for being here, and I hope you all are enjoying your Friday, your day or night, however it is. Okay, depending on where you are. All right, we're gonna get into the free tarot, and I will ring the bell now. Okay. Oh, where is my bell? Oh no, my bell. It it fell down. Hold on. So the bell has rung, you guys, and that means what that means. If you don't know exactly what all that means, please familiarize yourself with the live stream rules. Karishma, please, I'd invite you to do the same, okay? Especially because of the way you're coming on asking me. It just means to me that you don't really know and you're not the only one. I'm not calling you out. I'm not angry with you. I'm just saying, please check that box so that I can, in orderly fashion, answer the question that, you are here today to receive answer for. All right. And I have to do it that way, you guys, because many times there are a lot of people on here. You can imagine. And so everything is formatted that I answer in such a way, namely yes or no. All right. And the rest of the instructions are in the description box below. So I am not seeing, and I quite unfortunately don't have any moderators on with us at the moment. And I get it. I just thought I'd hop on to see who was on, and hopefully who all was happy, because I felt happy and wanted to come on and share like good vibes. All right, and give you guys some clarity if by chance you needed some, or felt you needed some. I say it that way intentionally. Sometimes, you know, many of you do ask these questions and you do know the answer, You're just looking for confirmation. And you know what? Good on you, because that is the way that tarot and means of divination should, in fact, be used, okay? As a means to gather a confirmation of what you intuitively already know, okay? So if I don't have any questions in the queue now, that's fine. The bell will again ring, I promise. If for some reason there is some sort of technical issue and I'm just not seeing what you've already put in the chat, please just give it a chance to maybe catch up. Give me a chance to then catch up, and I got you on the back end. All right. Now we're going to get into today's message. Okay. And so this is really talking about a situation where you know somebody and you, man, they check all your boxes except for maybe in the traditional sense. They check all your, they make you feel all the feels, except for it at the same time simultaneously feels extremely taboo, right? They feel like home in the most exciting way. This is for some reason I do not know. I did not expect that reference. Mirabelle's house. What was that freaking? What was it? Because Mirabelle was the gift, and we don't talk about Bruno. I cannot remember that Disney movie. I think it was Disney, but the house, I believe in that one, was very lively, right? So when I made that home reference, it's giving like, think of something really passionate and animated, you might say. Okay. And that can seem scary AF. I get that. Especially when you maybe are of the mindset, the believability currently that you've never yet experienced, or you've never before experienced that type of energy. But here's the sitch. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. It's just that this particular time around, um, the package, the vessel wherein the energy is attached, okay, namely the meat suit, the body, is something quite extraordinarily unorthodox, you might say, okay? And so, what I'm getting overarching this general collective message, because I get that there could be several couples connected to this energy, but there is a very strong energy that's overarching most, and so I will talk about it. Um, I know that I am speaking to a female, okay, or a female appearing person who would be cougar-esque, okay. For those that don't know what that reference means, it's really talking about, a woman in her prime. She knows what she wants. She has aged like fine wine, right, and is available to mingle and do as she please, right, but is also simultaneously a baddie. Like, it's like, ain't no way she wouldn't, because why, she can't not. Like, you know what I mean? Like, damn, right? Like, okay, so I'm speaking to someone like that, all right, who is quite apprehensive over a connection with someone who is, again, they could be in, this could be a situation where there are ties to the LGBTQ plus community. There could be something about this person's aesthetic where they wear bright colors and like you wear dark. Like, it's giving, I don't know why these young references, but I just got Wednesday Adams versus the werewolf chick. Okay, it's like almost damn near night and day, even when you're talking dark and dark, right? Oh, that's cute. Oh, so you both are connecting to underworld energy that could be the ties that bind, right? In a healthy sense, right? In a passionate sense. Love and light, Tiffany. So, wow. So again, not your first rodeo. This is at least a soulmate. I'm not going to say, oh, twin flame, because I don't have to. All right. If that's something you know about, then you already knew. Confirmation, right? But this is at least high level hierarchy soulmate. And this is something that is a fated connection. Now, someone here could be Afro American. Okay, African American. Someone here could be also of like Spanish descent. I'm also looking at like European features. All right. And there could be some significance to like hippie vibes to Janis Joplin coming through. And this mom energy here really was the overarching feminine, I almost said divine feminine energy, right? that is giving the cougar vibes. And it's interesting. There could be some significance to animals. Maybe somebody really is connected to animals. Maybe somebody is earth placement. Okay. This other person would be giving, like, if you're earth placements, like this other person's giving at least air. Okay. This is your person, whether guy, girl, what have you. Okay. This could be a situation. Again, this is not everybody's story. Please don't come for me in the comments. I get it, but this is the message that I'm not here to manipulate, right? I'm getting there is some significance to this person where, you know, maybe you would be easily looked over as like straight edge, straight laced, right? And this person is coming around like a damn peacock, like, you know, and it's almost like it's triggering, like, I shouldn't want that. I shouldn't enjoy that. I shouldn't have that. But the whole time it's like as you're like breathing deep because of the anxiety, you're also breathing just as deep, if not deeper, because of the passion. That is ultimately shared in the most purest form between you two. A spirit is saying for who this resonates for, you know, and there is, I literally have somewhere in this pile, I won't go through them all because it's just going to take me longer, but I promise you I'm not here to, you know, um, I feel like this is something I wouldn't personally make up, but yeah, not that I make up anything, but so this is somebody something, and there could be some significance to pentacle, um, a pentacle. I'm trying to say pendant, and I almost said pendulum. All right, because that just caught my eye too. Chaos and conflict. It's almost like if you saw these people walking down the street, it's like, okay, I can see maybe some similarities, not too much. Not too much. When you stand them separately and apart, right? They don't really appear. It's almost like you'd have to see them together to go, oh, they go together. Okay. Yeah, okay. Right? It's like that, okay? But at the same time, what's going on is your ancient souls. Makes sense. Probably an understatement. I'm trying to streamline this, okay? Because I know there's a lot of people going, this ain't my message. Um, and with this Edgewalker energy here, I just get that, okay, you're already, yeah, chills on that, connecting to underworld energies. You've got your own giftings, your abilities, and your preferences. And so, why the passion is so great between you two is not just because, oh, it's not your first rodeo, right? Oh, you probably heard that before. It's the fact that you both know how to meet in between the in between. You know, you could be heavily chills on that, connected to mantids, because mantids like literally live there. They're the in between the in between. And for those that know, no, this is not everybody. You know, somebody's going, "What the fuck is a mantid?" Or look it up, okay? MANTID. Start there, okay? Love and light. I really am rooting for you, okay? I mean that, okay? That's for somebody. But it's funny that this person comes through with the express, right? Right? Like the cougar's coming through with the ma energy, and this person's coming through, and every time I get to this card I just hear express yourself, hey 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 hey. And what's it say? If you want it right now, right? There's like this do or die energy with this. I don't know if this person is going, listen, kind of wanting to give an ultimatum because you're fucking around and hemming and hawing and sitting on the fence. Can't hide me in the dark anymore when we shine so brightly together, right? Ooh, that's pretty deep. Chaos and conflict, right? And, you know, you've already got your abandonment wounds, all right? This could be something that you both share, all right? I'm hearing in them streets and in them sheets. There could be some significance to edging. You know, and this, you know, maybe people have told you like this person's not for you, or you try to tell yourself, love and light sky, this isn't for you, right? Could be some significance to fortune cookies. Maybe you got a message about like this person is for you, and you're like, not for me. Like I'm, you know, it just doesn't make sense to just be walking on the edge like an edge walker in the in between, rocking with the mantids, looking like chaos and conflict. Okay, and I get it. This person is coming through with the come through clearly younger than you, at least in mentality, but I'm getting age. I didn't get to the tarot yet, is why I'm saying it that way, if that makes sense. And, you know, a lot of cougars, they get that, you know, they this is something that cougars have to run through if they're smart, right? They should be if they're a cougar, I think, yeah. Okay. It's like, oh, you want me for my money then? Is that it? Like, you just want that. Like, you just want that. Should I'll just pay for that then? Because I'm a cougar? Oh, you just want me because like I have my healer vibes. I'm like mommy. Like I can ail cures. You just want a mommy, right? And again, your divine guidance is coming through with the come through saying, no, this is real, baby. This is fate. Okay. Fated. And you've got a contract with this. Ooh, chills. You've got a contract with this person. There could be some significance to Libra energy. You could actually share placements, like chart placements, and it's like Libra, Libra, right? Your chart to theirs. Okay. And this person is triggering because they are a mirror. This person, okay, whether you resonate as being a certain type of empath, you obviously are already empathetic, okay? Nobody sits there and goes, okay, let me weigh the pros and the cons for both parties without being empathetic, right? That's not the case of a an opportunist, right? I could barely even think of the word that's so far away from your energy. I'm like, what's the opposite? And you know what is the opposite of you is this person, okay? It came out in the cards, you guys. One got the yin and the other got the yang card, right? So take that as it resonates. You could be a female appearing person, or you know, a female, and you could sit comfortably more so in your overarching masculine energy, right? And this person could be you know, in a male appearing situation, right? And could be sitting quite nicely in their overarching feminine energy. And you guys, we all have masculine and feminine energies, if that makes sense. Irregardless of your sexual preference, your meat suit, your age, where you were born, I promise. Okay. So there's that. But this person is triggering because it's a reflection of like what you're they're always a reflection of what you are not operating out of more so, and maybe you should. I think that's also the trigger. It's like, you know, maybe you're serious a lot, okay? And this other person's like, this makes me think of the show Dharma and Greg, okay? You know, and Greg was like the straight man. He was like straight edge. He was the lawyer, and his wife Dharma is just hippie vibe. She's bubbly and she's bouncing everywhere, and she's a creative, and she does yoga and all, you know. In spite of that contrast, they were stuck together like glue. There was a contract there, right? And you know, they made it work. They didn't seem to mind. Now people around them, right, perhaps that was a different story. And you know, you can't let that trick you out of the situation. That would be the deceit. This person is coming through with pure heart energy, literally carrying connection. Okay, he's right there, they're right there, she's right there. Okay, this is not them. Okay, the deceit would be, you know, really kind of falling prey to the chaos and conflict energy that might be swirling about this caring connection. Okay, and this might be why this world card energy is here. Maybe there is a community. Look at that. Wow. Okay, one, two, three. Okay, so you could have had at least 4 lifetimes at this. Okay, with those lotus flowers. I mean, just one being depicted alone, in what I lovingly term Terror Land for me personally, that's straight ancient Egypt vibes. That's immediate ancient soul, right? Not a newbie. Okay, so this tells me that you know, this is why the pull. And even look at this, you guys, the contrast here. It's like you're just built that way. It's giving Jessica Rabbit. I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way, right? I'm not bad. This person's not bad. They're just built that way. They're just your yin. You're not bad. You're just their yang, right? Or vice versa. It's not bad. Okay. You're to emerge and bloom. And it's so funny because we're literally on the first day of spring, right? This is giving now. Okay. You're at this crossroads to go towards what? Happiness, joyfulness, serendipity. And I mean, and you know, serendipity, does speak of being involved in some sort of happy accident, as it were, right? Maybe you weren't looking for this person. Maybe you thought that. All right. Talk to your angels. They are all over this connection as well. Uriel was just the first of three to come out. We'll get to the others. But I see you're sitting with this indecision. Okay. I don't. This makes me think of Netflix and Handmaid's Tale. So maybe they're. I immediately saw it in the frame and I was like, what are we talking about? And you know what? I did not really get into that show too much, so I can't even tell if maybe there is some sort of resonating significance on a specific note connecting to that show. Um, you know what? I can give you this much. It could be connecting back to at least patriarchy, that tradition, right? The sense of establishment and the way things should evolve, even if evolving, and the way things should change, even if change is made, right? And it's like, wait, hold on, breathe a lot more, and also be quiet and sit down for a second, because that ain't the vibe, okay? This is not the vibe, and you'd be blocking this, okay? Maybe you thought, well, in this connection, in the quote unquote love of my life story, I should be able to naturally bear children with the love of my life, and you can't. All right, but stop being the one blocking yourself with the indecision, falling into deceit, talking about you can't have this when you can. You can just enter into more caring connections to get it. Makes sense? Chills, chills, chills. It's almost like chill, chill, chill. As I'm getting chills, it's like your guides want to say chill, chill, chill. Right? Because you got to you got to close out the cycle. All right? There are so many adjacent possibilities that you are standing at. And if I were you, I mean, this is just love coming through, all right, just because I love and like my collective, I would damn sure intention myself to connect mentally, physically, and emotionally to the highest vibrational outcome and timeline, because they all could be yours. What are you choosing? Well, and here's how you can tell what you're choosing. What are you thinking? What are you worrying about? Oh, are you worrying? Oh my god, are we do we worry here? Like, is that some worry is a down payment for a debt you can't pay? Okay, it's a robber. That fear fucker. Okay, we don't rock with that. Divine wants you to know you are on this temple path for a reason. Not just the conflicts, okay? Not just the chaos, not just the contract, but for the journey. Okay, the journey of expression and experience, as well as expansion. And I gather you got somebody like this specially made for you because you need that. Okay, you deserve it, and it would be fun, well and good. All right. So get your head out of the clouds, because you're just putting yourself into some sort of mental storm here, on top of the indecision, on top of the anxiety, and the whole time you're just simply supposed to just continue walking on that temple path towards the door to spirit. All right, towards the door of that happiness where you just live blessed, you loved blessed, you talk blessed, you think blessed. All right, it's what you're here for. You're not here for the crap and the crumbs, the smear campaigns as you know them to be, right? You're not here for the repetition, okay, of what you already know. That would be what's not for you, not this person being not for you, if that makes sense, okay? You are to express yourself and your love with this person, all right? There could be some significance to New Year's or Mardi Gras. Yeah, this is a fated connection, a fated situation. And like I said, the yin yang cards came out. It's like, baby, you gotta breathe. You just get yourself so worked up, and you are definitely connected to the Fae energy. So, when I say spirit guides, there's guides of all kinds telling on your ass about this. Okay, you gotta fix it, and it's just really you in your mental space, coaching through your mental space. Not even much else. Everything else is really kind of getting in alignment. Just breathe and receive, okay? Receive the serendipity, the happy accident, all right? I meant to say this at the beginning, and this part was for all of us being blessed. Sometimes, you know, you get worked up and you're all like in this, right? Because shit is getting good, breaking off, sloughing off. Days are getting brighter. You're feeling a little bit lighter, and it's scary AF to be blessed when all you've known was the chaos and conflict. All you've known was the abandonment, asked out, broke, busted, and disgusted. When all you've known is an unfinished symphony of fuckery from one lover to the next. And I use air quotes because as you deepen the journey of self love and self awareness, you realize that wasn't even love. That was settling at best. Okay. But you and this person, whether you are in current energies right now in real time speaking or not, you and this person are not finished, okay? You've got this contract. You've got all the feels, the desires, the wherewithal, and the moxie, I gather. All right? To face whatever challenges this connection might bring. Sometimes in our contracts, we've signed up for some of those challenges, go figure, because you got to teach people about what love is. Isn't that a beautiful lifestyle, message, and situation? It can be as long as you choose to perceive it that way. Please make it beautiful. Make it the journey that you are worthy of as best you can. All right. There are things outside of your control at times. And please know in those moments you can take solace. You're not here to have control in all ways, always. Okay. You're here to experience, learn, and grow your soul. And you're doing just that. But gosh, you've got a beautiful partner that really energetically is quite bright. They're giving rainbow prismatic ball of, I don't know, it's almost like a rainbow prismatic orb is what I see in spirit when I look at your person, right? It's like this doesn't even do it justice because there's not enough colors in this card. Like, I'm not lying, okay? And there could be some significance to exchanging gifts with this person. Maybe you and this person share in that type of love language, right? It's your preference to give a gift. Or maybe there is a significant gift or two that has been exchanged between the both of you and you both hold on to, okay? If that's you, that's confirmation. They, you know, if you have not seen this person in 17 years, they still have whatever that gift is, okay? And you've got this deep knowing about this person, about this connection. You've got this deep knowing about the telepathy between you two. And you're being asked to make a decision here and now to come through. All right. With this chopwood energy, it's giving slough off the rest of the crap. Okay. Whether this is just simply and solely mental stuff, whether this is karmic connections, all right, habits, patterns, right, mindsets. Okay. Because I get it. You're feeling like you're on edge, at the edge. You're on edge and at the edge. Gosh, I've been there. 7 7 might be a number of some significance, just saying. And here's what you're literally on the edge of, though, because here's how we can also tell sometimes, and it's nice to talk about sometimes, feelings can lie, because you're on the edge of being extremely happiness. I meant to say happy, but it's just so much happy. It's happy, happy, and it's happiness, and it's more than that, most likely. Understated. Just saying, okay? We already have that happiness card or that sun card come out. Uh, this is an oracle that is fashioned loosely after some tarot. So I might be transposing some of the titles here, but I know the one card was literally giving sun card energy, though it was not called sun card. But this is a caring connection. All right. I'm going to ring the bell in the meantime. You guys can get your question in for the free tarot according to the live stream rules, please and thank you. Okay. I'm going to see what else. This deck was definitely calling to me regarding this energy. So we're going to see what else Spirit can tell us. And then we're going to go into the Romance Angels and maybe finish with some initials. All right. If we have some time. All right. Yes, we do all love. I love love so much, and I do love you guys. I really do. And thank you for enjoying the vibe and even just giving the channel a chance, the video a chance. I really do appreciate you all. And bear with me because you guys, I am not the best at like staying caught up with the the chat while I'm channeling, because sometimes it's like I've just got a lot going on internally to get the channeling through, and I wanna stay focused to make sure it's as clear and succinct as I can deliver it, if that makes sense. So please don't ever feel offended if it seems like any one of you, you know, am ignoring or not. You know, it's not, that's not the case. Okay, if it were up to me, I wouldn't miss a thing on here. Okay, but at the same time, I'm here to do what I came to do. So hopefully that makes sense. It was a good, it's a good day. It's a good day. I enjoyed today. I'm not gonna lie, you guys. I woke up and I totally forgot that today is like spring day one of spring. Gosh, are we still in Mercury retrograde? Because my mouth is just not. I'm like, anyways, and I swear I woke up and I was like, oh, spring is in the air. I could feel it. So then, of course, like moments later, I get online. It's like, oh, spring. I'm like, oh, spring. So I'm like really excited. Springtime usually is a more hope-filled time of year for me personally, just because like it's, you know, you're coming out of the dark night kind of energy and into the bright light stuff. Um, and for those that, you know, maybe know about like such a thing as seasonal affective mood disorder, you just really just love spring. You're like, yay! But it's so funny because dead ass just the same. I love fall. So by the time like spring and fall, and then like winter and summer so much, I go, I don't know, it might be too much. Oh, Love and Light Lily. I'm sorry, babe. I didn't notice that if you said that earlier. I said hi to your mom because I seen that you came on. All right. Okay, now let me see here. Who all's in here? Okay, so it's Love and Light Karishma, Love and Light Tiffany, Love and Light Babin Roma, Love and Light Woman 369DF. Like your name. All right. And Love and Light Lily and Sky, if she's there with you. Um, okay, so let me get a card for you, Lily. Looking at that star card, I know that's you. Ooh, so we do have a very wish fulfilled yes energy for you, Lily. All right. In the meantime, what you want to do, babe, is make sure that you are facing your shadow and your light stuff. And what I mean by that is, you know how sometimes you can, on your light side of things, you can get really excited and really expect, you know, a certain outcome or somebody to come at a certain time, right? Or message at a certain time, and it doesn't happen. Okay, and then it's like, oh no, you know, now I feel another kind of way, which is bad and sad, right? You want to balance that out by making sure that you're just always doing things to your liking and not putting people, places, and things on a pedestal to the point where you ultimately get hurt. Okay, and the reason why we're talking about that is because you're strong enough, Lily, to make sure that you don't put somebody else on a pedestal unless you're on it with them. Okay, babe? Hopefully that makes sense. Love and light, Tandika Delaminini. Um, all right, Lily. Much love and light, babe. But that was a yes, a very wish fulfilled yes. Ooh, happiness. Sun card, the happiest card of the deck at the bottom. All right, so if we don't have any other questions at the moment, cool. No worries. I will get into this tarot and see what else we can find out about this sitch. So funny, the way the cards are now before me, it's like, please do not allow this indecision to rob you of this caring connection, right? What are the other angel presences? Hold on, I feel like I did not express that part. Hold on. Yeah, here's what happened. We didn't even get there. Love and light, Jay. Happy Friday. So could be seeing nines, twos, or sevens in significance. I say that because we did talk about 7-7 a few moments ago, remember? You're being asked to walk away, and this is really that feminine, that cougar, that ma energy, right? whether guy, girl, what have you, you know what I mean? But walk away from self-sabotage it's giving. Like, if this were the tarot, I'd be talking about, I feel like, at least the Nine of Wands. Probably the 9-9 package, the Nine of Wands and the Nine of Swords. Okay, and this is what we're getting out of. Okay, walking away from. Remember? Okay, so you had Archangel Uriel come out, right? And here comes Metatron. Here come the hot stepper. Let me stop. But don't fuck around with Metatron, right? Like, Metatron's pretty badass. And so you've got two pretty badass archangels, because, you know, how are you going to be an archangel and not a baddie? You know what I'm saying? On this, at least. Now, let me see who else. Oh, do we need to look for Big Mike? No, we don't. Already on this connection, right? And it's so interesting because Metatron here is with that third eye, right? Deep. So if you are feeling like, or fearing like, you're lacking clarity again about this person, about this connection, ask for Metatron. Ask for clarity from Metatron, okay? Because at that point, you might need some other types of healing. And Metatron is so great for physical healing, but also emotional body healing, okay? Um, so ask for Metatron if that's you, okay? Now, for some of you, you might be having so much anxiety as well because you're picking up on this other person on the other side mirroring you. And not even necessarily in the sense of a twin flame, but in the sense of just a spiritual mirror, right? And that contract, perhaps, the way that reads. And this person is really trying to come through correct. Okay, they don't want to hear that you know, 30 years down the line, you know, often wondered if they were with you for the money. This person really actually like cares about you and loves you and respects you. All right. I almost want to say, I'm sorry that no one else can see that around you. You know, maybe somebody here is like a really good confidant and it's like, oh my God, not Michael. Like, why would you have a Michael? Like, ugh, like he's 23 and, you know, blue hair and red eyes, right? Okay, well, listen, this is your life, right? I mean, right? Right. Mm-hmm. So don't miss out on the love of your life. Don't miss out on the door to romance because of your freaking anxiety. Kill off this version of you, okay? Version. This is not, to be clear, this is shadow work, right? It's like, put your coach hat on. If you're the feminine here and you're in your head going, but I don't know, because every time, you know, Mako comes around and Sarah has to roll her eyes, and but kill off that version by coaching yourself out of it, to be clear, right? And so you've got to play devil's advocate. Well, every time Sarah comes around, right? I'm still paying my own bills. I'm still head of my own household. I am still in charge of my body, right? Just combat it until it makes sense for you so much that your subconscious mind chills out about it as well. And you can really breathe and experience this person and this caring connection, all right, on the other side of this door to romance. Do not sit in this indecision. It will rob you of this caring connection, all right? Um, so let's see here. Could be some significance to Johnny Depp. Steampunk, goth, vampirical, aesthetic, dolphins, books. Maybe somebody's in school. Maybe somebody's out of school. Loving my eyeball. Yes, Anubis, woman 369DF. You pegged it. I meant to say about Anubis too. That's so funny. Yep, that underworld energy alone was Anubis, but when you power that with the, when you combine that with the ancient Egyptian energy and Metatron, baddie. That's that's a bad spiritual baddie right there. Two spiritual baddies. I think you are nervous that this person is going to eventually grow bored of you because this person brings excitement to you. You feel in a greater capacity to you than you feel you could. Did I say that right? Than you feel you could bring to them. And again, that is your issue. See, that's that shadow work, babe. And again, I say kill off that version. Because it's just killing the mood, the vibe, the relationship, the romance, and shutting the door. Like, I mean, this is a caring connection, right? This is a caring connection. This person is coming to you with their cup, their bare chest and shit. Like, they're vulnerably open towards you. And you're being guided to be like them more, right? In the sense of allowing this cup to form is the way that is coming through the channeling. That's so interesting. That's a first for me. It's almost like, I don't know. All right, here's the sitch. Ancient energy, right? I'm not saying everybody, but ancient energy like this, you come here with a blueprint and you're supposed to do some stuff, be certain places, some of you, be in certain industries. Okay, you got stuff to do and be. And some of you have to be seen, and you'd have to be seen together as part of that plan, as part of that blueprint. Okay? The way I can dumb it down is this. You and this person have a requirement to open up some sort of portal, okay, whereby people can be taught things and benefited somehow or serviced. It's the way it always works. It doesn't matter the industry, the person, the sexual preference, all right, the name, the title. And so you're being guided to allow for this Ace of Cups to form. It's interesting because I always tout the aces as a significant source of literal source assistance. You guys could definitely be original type of originals vibes, right? Those that know. Because the way that I clearly got that chills on that again through the channeling, this cup is to be formed. This Ace of Cups is to be formed. You are to allow it to be formed. And in this context, it's like the assistance is this message because everything else is set. Isn't that neat? Love and light, Delia. You are sitting on indecision. This should be in the upright. You are to call judgment and allow this cup to be formed. I don't gather that your spiritual guidance team wants me to repeat that many more times now that you know better. And now that you know better, I pulled out the King of Swords too. Ain't no way. I thought that was the wands. It's literally the King of Swords. As I'm saying, now that you know better, literally the King of Swords energy is talking about somebody who has, like at least received wise counsel, if not, sought after some form of education and or enlightenment, if not, was taught via experience and gained said education and or enlightenment. So now that you know better, right? What will you? Yeah, someone's being guided to, if you, this is so odd for me. Hello. I know unions and reunions are in the air and they're being called and there is judgment being called on said unions and reunions. But this is a first for me as well. Hold on, I have to work through it. Hold on. Because I don't know what all we're gonna be talking about. I mean, this is not a puppet show, to be clear. So let me learn and observe as well. Cannot believe I'm saying this. Yeesh. Okay. If you resonate here with being the feminine energy, the cougar, and if you have shot this person in their foot, no, let me stop. But if you have friend zoned this person, if you have become so triggered that you ran away from the poor guy, right? The poor person. No, they're not poor. They're rich. And they're coming back with money too. Okay. If you don't see them in your general vicinity. That's their plan. That's what they're working on. I'm hearing that's the plan, Stan. Maybe somebody's name is Stanley. All right, could be some significance to a Stanley Cup. Anywho, if you know that you are the reason for the cutoff, okay, you're being guided to circle the block, right? Maybe this is a female who had been comfortably sitting, maybe even a little bit toxically so, in the overarching masculine energy, right? Because generally, as far as I've ever read it and understood it and experienced it, it is not usually a divine feminine that is being asked to reach out and chase. Divine feminines do it all the time though, because we're just like, oh my god, the telepathy, can you stop? Oh my god, the thumping, can you stop? Like, oh my, can you? Oh my god, could you just stop already and say something, right? Like, it's really fucking irritatingly tiring. So there's that. Yep, work together. Eight of Pentacles. You know, and it's so focused on this feminine energy, right? It's like he cares for you. They care for you, trying to wrap around you. You got some wounds, bro. You got some chips on them shoulders. Better buckle down and do the shadow work so you can actually go back, circle the block in right and proper form and fashion, and not be the one to be the next breadcrumber out there in them streets, right? You don't want that. Okay? Yeah. That's literally a just Knight of Wands in the reverse. You don't want to half-ass this. I'm trying to say the connection. And I'm hearing the mission. You don't want to half-ass this mission. So that's the guidance. I'm going to close out because it's giving repetitive. Let's see what the romance angels do have to say on this, though, because sometimes they can give a little bit more clarity about what to heal or what to... Ooh. Well, hello. Okay. Okay, so you're being asked to kind of disconnect from the world at this point to go in. That's how you properly do shadow work, for anyone wondering. It's not really, oh, let me do shadow work while I'm watching, 3 screens and listening to music on top of it, right? I'm not poo-pooing doing any of that, okay? Especially those neurospices like your girl here. I get it, okay? But there's times and need, okay, for detoxing. And it does include those types of vices and devices, if that makes sense, okay? Yeah, let go of control issues, okay? And stay optimistic about your love life. I mean, how are you going to paint a beautiful picture going, this is ugly, I can't, it's going to be hell on wheels, right? Like, how are you, where was the beauty part? How is that pretty, right? You got to make it pretty. And you've got to try, and you've got to choose, and you've got to do it over and over again. And 1 year, it'll get easier, right? Because one day you'll look and say, wow, I woke up in the manifested dream life and love of my life connection. Literally, it's a thing. Trust, okay? There are some family issues that you are having to, it's almost like that's the shadow work, like, what's that word for school? It's like, that's the major, right? Like if this were school, like your major in shadow work, right, would literally be like the healing the family stuff, okay? It's where a lot of your abandonment, orphan feeling energy, you're being defensive, putting walls up, like, what do you mean you love me? You're punching away the person coming towards you with the most intentioned, pure heart, right? Logically, it's not making sense, okay? It's not making sense spiritually either. And your spiritual guidance team really are intending to step in to say, listen, you better do your part, okay? Because you don't want to miss out on this. For some of you, this could be a twin flame, okay? Look, make the effort. I told you, I'm not here. Thank you, Spirit. Because those that know me, I'm like, listen, if you're the divine feminine, you're not chasing, you're attracting. But when I'm told what I'm told, right? Make the effort. Thank you, Spirit, for confirming that. Because I feel like there were like a couple collective members are like, wait, what? divine feminine to go circle the block. I know, but it's the message. There is a lot of passion. Okay. And for some of you, with the straight laced energy, straight edged, maybe there's something with, I said straight aged. Maybe there's something age difference. Religious factors could be, a, an issue if you want them to be. I'll say it that way, because that's literally the truth. You can make anything a problem or a blessing. You can find a reason to be hate-filled towards something, someone, or a situation, just the same as you can find a way to be grateful and passionate about just that. Okay? The choice is yours always. Here's the kicker though. You gotta make it over and over and over again. Right? Makes sense like anything else. Like you never plug your cell phone in for like 2.5 seconds ago. What do you mean it's not at 100% charge, right? You can't half-ass much of anything and really get away with it. Okay? So same too with this. All right? Now, I'm going to ring that bell again. We're going to close out the session. I really do appreciate you guys hanging out with me like you did. And I haven't forgotten to ring the bell again. I just want to be mindful that these initials could be on the part of yourself, okay, and or this person, and it could be an initial of a first, middle, or last name, okay? Gosh, got a lot more than I expected to come out of this. Okay, we've got D at the bottom, all right, so there could be some significance to the letter D. We've got H, X, I, F. Somebody's name could be Aaron. We've got A. Sorry, I didn't say it. N, E, Y. Maybe somebody's name is like Nay. We've got another D. So maybe somebody's got a double D, or a double-decker bus. No, let me stop. But yeah, that's what we have. And gosh, I do want to release the energy. It's a lot of awkwardness. It's a lot of passion, but it's a lot of somebody just really get out of their head. They really do. Because it's almost like, you're ever like walking around and you go, oh my gosh, might I faint? But it's like from awkwardness, not from like blood pressure. Maybe somebody does have a blood pressure. So, God, I don't want to. Let me just get out of that. Let me just ring my bell, you guys. Hold on. All right. My bad, but whoa. Okay. I was getting a little too squirrely there. I had to ground. Yes. Love that. Anubis. I love that. Oh my gosh. People always shy away from like, oh, terms like, oh, the underworld, darkness. And it's like, so like source though, right? Like, like it all goes back. So here's the thing, Lily, if you're going to come on and ask for a question, all right, you need to do it according to the live stream rules. I did answer your question already. And also, you have to wait for the bell to ring. I'm not even looking at the screen often to read everything, if that makes sense. Because I'm doing a lot on the live stream. So, if you can catch the next live stream, right? Because I answered that twice now about, yes, you're going to meet them. And I also told you other things whenever I answered that. And so that was the answer. That makes sense. Okay. And that's not me trying to be mean to you, honey. It's just I can't play favorites for everybody all at once. So I have to have the live stream rules, if that makes sense. Okay. But I do appreciate you coming on. All right. And I'm so glad that it's resonating with someone. I know there wasn't much there I was resonating with. And I feel like a lot of the times there can be like easily, because I'm definitely part of the collective. And that's why I was like trying to stress, like, okay, this isn't everyone's story, but the energy was so strong. I could not sit on that. And like I said, the decks were calling. And really, as soon as I sat down, an intention to have the session, they just spilled out one by one by one. I was like, whoa, whoa, you know, almost had to play catch up there. But that I really did enjoy bringing that one through because it was so strong. It was clear. It was like clean and easy. It felt like, except for the awkwardness connecting to the energy, which was getting a little bit jumbly at certain parts with the message. But, you know, I do what I can. I do my best. But I really appreciate you guys. So so that is a yes, okay, because you asked earlier. All right. I didn't see about Sweden, but Lily, that's the yes. So if you know that you were planning a year out in Sweden, then that would be the yes that I had talked about earlier, if that makes sense, okay? Much love and light, woman 3690F. It was a pleasure reading your cards, okay, as well as to you, Lily. Much love and light. Who else is in here? Nalima. All right, let's see. Do you have a question, babe? You may put it in the chat. All right, you guys get one question per live stream. And Ivo, same deal if you have a question. Okay, so you, all right, so I had no idea that you switched, so you guys be clear. I'm trying my best to be clear as well. Okay. Yikes. All right. I'm doing the most on a Friday. So that's a yes. All right. So that's a yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I didn't. I I get it now. Well, it was a yes twice for Lily, so double confirmation. No harm done. Because it was a yes again today. And I forget whatever else I said. I usually give you guys as much as I possibly can. All right, even on the freebies. But if you did enjoy today and you have the audacity to tip and or donate, I don't mind. Also, if you have the audacity to really hype up this channel, share it. I know you can't physically hype it, but I mean, share it and tell somebody that it exists. I'd really be so grateful. I'm already grateful. That's how grateful I am. All right, you guys. It has been fun. It's been interesting. Yeah. All right, I'm glad that resonated for you. And I look forward to the next live stream. You guys do something that makes you smile. All right. And try to work on some of that shadow work. All right. The retrograde, I think ends like tomorrow though, like high key. But if you have been avoiding the shadow work during the retrograde, I'd advise you to not any longer avoid much of anything. All right. Hell yeah, DF squad. I love that. All right. Much love and light, babe. All right. Thanks, everybody. I really appreciate you all. And let's have an even more fantabulous session next time on the live. I'm excited. I'm gonna cook something up with Spirit here and see what we should get into next. Ooh, might be a little spicy. Just saying. Love and light.